Hey, good afternoon. I come to you today with another Freestyle Friday sessions. It's where I get to time to talk to you and engage, but not only that, just give you some life lessons and things that I've learned within my military career and just in my life in general. Some individuals might not have the same opportunities that were offered being in the military. We get some programs for free, and today I was going to talk to you about a program that I am passionate about, and it's the resilience training program. All right, I'm a master resilience trainer for my wing, where we go out annually, quarterly, monthly at times, and we try to do an outreach program to help each other in these hard times. And then it might just not be hard times, but anything that might push you back. And resilience is the ability to bounce back, but not only bounce back to the same position you were before, but we want to make sure that you're able to bounce back and keep that momentum moving forward and be in a better position that you were when you first got there. So with that being said, these are just tools for your tool bag. Use them how you want. And I'll use analogies and examples, personal experiences in my life that I've used these, and they've been very beneficial. I'll try to keep this down to about 10 minutes. But please check out my last video last Friday. It was on the keys to a successful relationship, and today is obviously about resilience. I'm going to start doing these every Friday. I do have a scheduled layout with topics in mind. If you have a topic, please put it down in the comment box. Like and share and subscribe if you like my content. And if not, any critical or critiques are required and necessary for me to get better at doing this as well. So constructive feedback, I'll take it. I love it. Even do a thumbs down if you didn't like it. That still helps me out. But don't just do a thumbs down. Tell me what I can do to improve, okay? But those 4 pillars, you can really, it's not just military-esque information. You can put this in your life at any given time and utilize this. Again, it's just tools for the tool bag. So physical pillar, social pillar, mental/emotional, so mental pillar, and then your spiritual pillar. Okay, my wife and I, we actually implement these in our relationship. We've communicated this individually to ourselves, where about every quarter, I know it sounds corny, but we conduct an evaluation on our relationship and individually, and we see how we are doing. It's a way to hold ourselves accountable and keep us on track to the right goals and dreams and visions that we both want. And so we look at those things. We actually included a 5th pillar. We tie it all into financial pillar as well to see how we're doing on those. And we try to hold ourselves accountable to those goals and those things we want to do. So you heard it right. It's 3 types of evals. She does an eval. I do an eval. We both do an individual single eval on ourselves. My wife is not included in this eval. I rate how I'm doing physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually, as well as financially. I dwell on this. I come back with an assessment or a report. I then communicate this stuff to my wife, honest feedback. She then replies back. We have this session where we talk and we engage in how she can help me get better as a man, as a husband, as a father, and as a coworker, and just in general as a human being, and how we can do better to push that forward. I do the same to her, and then we at that time evaluate our relationship as its own entity in those categories. Physically, how are we feeling towards each other? Do you still feel sexy towards me? Are we still having a sexual life? Emotionally, how are we doing? Are we connecting right? Do we just seem like we're on the wrong page? Socially, are we communicating? And when we communicate, is it effective communication? Are we speaking the truth with love? Are we communicating with our hearts? And then spiritually, right? Are we praying together? Are we looking for those opportunities where we can lift each other up in that spiritual realm as well? So with that being said, I'll talk about, of course, then financial as well, right? We look at our finances and see what we can do to make little moves there. But nonetheless, the 4 is what we teach in the military. I'm a master resiliency trainer for the wing, and that's what we do. We go out, we do outreach programs, and we try to help each other and push each other to that resilience mindset. And again, it's just tools for the tool bag. So physical is more than just working out, guys and girls, right? you can't just go to the gym all the time and think that that's going to carry you on throughout the rest of your life. And that might be a large pillar and a strong pillar for you young individuals. You know, I'm pretty much guaranteed that you have either a strong social because of network connections such as Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and everything else. So you probably are socially apt and physically apt, but you might lack the mental capacity and or the spiritual capacity, right? In those pillars. And I'm not saying you lack them as in they're not there. I'm just saying if we were to make an analogy of this chair I'm sitting on, which has 4 legs that give me stability to sit, the same is for those 4 pillars of resilience. That's physical, spiritual, mental, and social. Those act as 4 legs to the stability of your life. And if you only depend on 2, don't get me wrong, it can be done. You can balance on 2 legs, but it's just a little bit difficult, right? If I started giving you some obstacles and life hits you, and believe me, it will hit you, and especially if you're not expecting it and not prepared, it will knock you down, and that's fine. We got to get back up and keep moving forward, right? But the more you're able to have well-balanced legs, right? They're all the same length and they're all stable. Then when life comes your way, you can juggle a little bit more than what you're used to because you're not just solely dependent on one thing. I know a lot of people are depressed right now because sports activities in their clutch that they were so dependent on is out of the window. So they're, sitting home. They don't know how to communicate socially because their social networking was when they did hit the gym, and it's really causing depression and a dampering of their life. And or vice versa, where maybe some certain situations aren't happening right now in your life that you wanted to go that way, and you're just in a hard season right now, which is causing you depression or anxiety or whatever it might be, right? You just don't feel like you're moving forward. You're stuck. You're stagnant, or you're knocked down. But this video is to try to help you get back up and look at those pillars, do a self-evaluation, right? And focus on those things. How am I doing physically, right? Not just working out. Eating well is a big part too. But trying to incorporate those little things if you can't do it, right? Maybe if you are still going back and forth to work, park a little bit further, right? If the physical pillar is not strong in your life right now, park a little bit further and walk. Take the stairs. Don't take the elevator. Do those little things to try to improve your physical conditioning, if you would. And then eat better. Just simply look at your plate. Don't eat until you're full. Eat until you're satisfied. And then having the willpower to understand what being full and satisfied are, right? That's a challenge. But yeah, just try to take those implementations into your life. And then mental, right? So mental, it's not just how you feel, and these pillars connect each other, right? If I'm physically doing good, generally I'm releasing endorphins and I'll feel good as well. So mentally I'll feel good, but not just the feeling good aspect, but are you pushing yourself? Are you taking classes? Are you trying to maybe do a seminar or read a book or start writing, start blogging, doing a journal? This is another way that I can not only socially interact some way, shape, or form, but also a mental capacity that allows me to feel good, that I'm trying to have this outreach program, that I'm trying to reach out to my friends and family and provide them some resources that I've been given the opportunity to have. And I'm just blessed, being in the military has blessed me. Having my friends and family have blessed me. The lifestyle that I've chose and the lifestyle that I've been raised up in, my childhood, have really shaped me to be the person I am today. And I just wanted to share those life lessons with you. So it's not just, again, mentally how you feel, because if we just go by our feelings, man, mine just go up and down every day, right? It depends on how I'm feeling, how much sleep I had that night, and just small little things that can cause my mental ability and emotions to just be affray. So continue to read books. If you don't like reading, there's podcasts, there's free webinars out there right now. There's a lot of free opportunities that are happening because of COVID. So get your hands on those, try to reach out to those. And if you know any, drop a link down and share it with others. That's what we need to do, is, reach out to others and help each other with the information that we know. So just keep that in mind. And then the social, right? How are we communicating with each other? I know it's social distancing. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's anti-social, right? That we don't have to communicate with each other. I know since this all kicked off, my wife and I, we've been doing a lot more game nights. We've been doing, board games and stuff like that. My dad and I, my mom and I, we've actually have better communication now. We've been doing FaceTime and the WhatsApp. We've been doing a lot of video chat. So it's actually increased because of the time that we're allowed. So just keep that in mind. We might not be face to face, but that never stops us from loving on each other and, just sharing with each other good news and just reaching out and saying, hey, is there anything I can do to help you? Let me know if there's anything I can do. So socially, right, it's not just communication, but effective communication and saying the truth with love and knowing that we are respecting one another and showing that value towards each other. So just keep that in mind. Communication is key. I would argue that communication is probably the biggest thing that's ever affected any relationship in your life. It's going to be communication. And if it's a spouse, it's a married one, right? If you're married, they say finances is the number one reason cause for divorce. I would beg to differ that if you really narrow down the root cause, it would probably be communication error. Right? They probably weren't talking about their finances. They probably weren't engaging with each other, communicating with each other about their spending limits, and they didn't set goals for one another and what they needed to do. So it just so happened that it ended up being a financial issue that might have drove the wedge, but it was because of a faulty communication error on that part. So just keep that in mind. Communication is vital for any relationship success. And nonetheless, the communication you have with yourself, okay, your inner voice, all right, let it not be negative. You might be going through some hard times, but that first person is you. You're talking to yourself. How you feel about yourself is going to change the way you present yourself. How you communicate with your internal heart, your brain, your core person is going to be the thoughts, and your thoughts are going to become your words, and your words are going to become your actions, and your actions are slowly just going to show you who you are as an individual and what you value and what your sole purpose is, really. So make sure that voice in there is not whispering evil thoughts or doing evil deeds and trying to twist that brain around. I'm not saying that it can't help you or push you or say you can do better. That's not what I'm saying. But I hope you understand that that inner voice is a vital part of communication for growth. Okay, so trying to get out of that tough wedge or that tough situation, that season you're in, inner communication is vital. All right, and that last one, spiritual. A lot of people struggle on this one. It doesn't necessarily have to be, spirituality, God, Jesus, Muhammad. It does not have to be Buddha. It does not have to be anything in a religious aspect. It could be simply a beach time or a hike or meditation, quiet time, if you would, writing poetry, painting, drawing, some sort of thing that connects you to feeling like there's something more, okay? That would be my best example. Now, for me, it is God. It is Jesus. And I do believe that when, I can't physically handle the situation or I can't emotionally, mentally grasp what's going on, and socially I've tried communicating to my friends and family and I'm still stuck, I then tend to fall on that last pillar saying, hey, God, I hope, I clearly can't handle this on my own. I hope you can help me out and guide me and shape me through this tough time. So it's that last pillar that I kind of hold on to. But nonetheless, I want it to be balanced, right? So what am I doing to balance off that pillar? Am I praying? Am I reading the Bible? Am I reaching out for those things? Am I having my own quiet time, that personal time that I need to kind of just take a deep breath and relax about all this stuff that's going on in life and all the obstacles that come its way. So I know I'm way over 10 minutes. I was trying to keep this within 10 minutes. It's going on 14 minutes and 30 seconds. But nonetheless, I hope those 4 pillars can help you out. Again, it's just able to bounce back, but not bounce back and come back to the same position. But take these tools, put them in your tool bag, use them for what you need them for, and just don't forget them. Hold on to that physical aspect. keep pushing forward. That mental aspect, read, write, and reach out to each other. Make sure everyone's feeling good. Social communication is effective, and make sure you have that internal communication with yourself, and that's effective. And it's good. And then social, I already talked about. Oh yeah, and spiritual. And then if you want to throw in there financial as well, let me know. Again, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the page if you like my content. If not, just let me know, and we can keep pushing, man. Just try to get me to become better at doing this. This is my second time. So, yeah, let me know what you feel in the comments. I appreciate you guys. I love you. Have a great weekend. Again, Freestyle Fridays with Sean on the topic of resilience. Thank you so much.